Hi, this is Benna Calick, and I'm going to bring to you something very unusual in our Learning Personalized series on Coffee with Educators. This educator is quite unique, and I'm at his school, and I just thought it would be a great opportunity for you to hear from someone who is most transformational and a remarkable instructor. His name is Vincent Lostetter. Here's Vinny.
Hi, everybody. I'm really excited that Ben has come to visit us, and I can't wait to talk to you a little bit about our program here at Vista High School. You might not be able to tell, but that's a green screen. I'm in a photography room right now, but I'm an Air Force Junior ROTC instructor. So why would I be in photography? Well, we're doing some partnering across our campus. One's with our photo lab, our photo teacher, and one's with our auto shop instructor. And here's what we've built. You look at that, that's a Cessna 182 sitting in our classroom. And unfortunately, this aircraft didn't do so well a couple years back, but it was to the benefit of my high school. And our students took this aircraft and we built it into something very unusual. In fact, there's only one in the world. We built a flight simulator into the damaged fuselage. Let you take a look at it. And what's neat about this is a Redbird TD2. It's a flight simulator that's used commercially. A lot of flight schools use it to teach flight instruction, and I'm a pilot. So I was really excited that the kids said, hey, let's try this. So about 2 years ago, in November of 2016, we found this damaged aircraft that the Civil Air Patrol partnered with us and gave it to us to build into this neat flight simulator. So far, we've had our first class. We put 15 students through. The simulator took about 2 years to build, and they've been flying it for the first time this entire year as part of our ground instruction for pilot ground training. And it's all tied to something even bigger that we've partnered with the school on. We also fly drones, and I'm going to go over to the drone room next.
So what's pretty interesting about all of this is that Vinny has brought together with his students all of this. So just tell them before we go to the drones, your adventure. How did you actually find the parts to make this simulator?
That's great, Benna. We have some community partners that have helped with us. Again, I told you Civil Air Patrol donated this airplane fuselage to us, and it was a 2-year project. We used our auto shop mechanic, helped us a lot. We had community volunteers that were mechanics and other pilots that came in and shared their expertise with us. But ultimately, it was the students doing the planning, doing the sizing and the fitting. Financially, we couldn't afford this on anything on a school salary. So they did a lot of the fundraising for this, seek donations, and we're able to build this into what's probably valued about $20,000.
So this is really an example of co-creation at its finest, because you really were able to co-create this whole thing with your students. And you didn't do it in a year, did you? How many years did this take?
It took almost 2 years. Our goal was to have it done by May of 2018. And the reason is because we competed this in the San Diego County Fair. And it won first place and best in class.
All right.
So really proud of our students for that.
Yeah. Now, was it the same students both years, or did you keep including more students? How did you manage it?
Now, it's a 1-year program, unfortunately. We are now partnered with our CTE program, though, as well, and it's going to become a 2-year pathway. So the pathway will be the aviation side, learning the ground school and how to fly not only a fixed-wing airplanes, but our drones, and then they follow on with aerial drone imagery. So that's where our photography department ties in there. I'm not a photographer. I can't even use an Apple iPhone very well.
Yeah, now we can see because the two of us had to figure this one out.
That's right.
Anyway, but the important thing about it is also, so you're doing interdisciplinary, you're doing co-creation, you've really used social construction to develop more expertise as you needed it. And then in addition to that, tell me a little bit about the point of self-discovery. So what did the kids learn about themselves as a result of doing this?
Oh, amazing. Being a pilot, I thought, well, everybody wants to be a pilot, right? Not true. And I think once they get involved in this, they find out there's other aspects that they get really excited about. Some of it's business aspects. You know, the drone industry, the drone's really just a tool. Folks get more interested in the business side of that. And whether that could be working for San Diego Gas and Electric, inspecting power poles, shooting real estate videos, other type of construction work, or it can be turning wrenches. We partnered with the auto shop like I talked about. Some of my cadets started getting really interested in how we cut this thing up. How does an engine work? How do we remove wings? They became interested on that side. Some folks did become interested in being a pilot. In fact, this year we're sending our first student to pilot training. At the end of his junior year, he's going to go off and spend his summer for 2 months getting his private pilot's license at a university here in the United States.
Well, it certainly is the most remarkable example of college to career.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Now, take us into the drones, because that really was intriguing also, mainly because I heard your students talking about it with such passion. So let's move into the drone room.
Well, as we go through the drone room, you might see what looks like a junkyard, and it's really not. Right behind me here is the fan section for a wind tunnel that the students are working on right now. So this was a wind tunnel donated by a college professor when he retired, and he brought it to Vista High School so that we can start doing some studies of aerodynamics and wind flows. So I'm bringing you over to our drone room now. This is the first year that we've offered a Part 107. I'm going to let you see the drones first. This is the Inspire 2. That's our top of the line drone. This is the Typhoon H. It's a hexcopter. It has 6 blades on it. This is our Phantom 4. It's another DJI product, and it's a 4-bladed machine. And our last one's the Mavic Pro, the smallest one, and most of the kids like that the most. Now, what's neat about this is we talked about trying to get folks to go.
Here, maybe we can sit down now.
That'd be a good idea. I'm getting tired. Honestly.
Okay.
What I really like about this part is we're completing the pathway. You know, some students might not want to go straight off to college, although we think we do a pretty good job of preparing them to do that. Some might want to get straight into the workforce. And this drone program is pretty neat in that it gives the students the ability to get a commercial drone pilot's license. And you need this to pretty much get hired by any company, law enforcement, first responders that are using drones. You have to have that Part 107 certification from the FAA. And this is the high school they can do that at. We are partnered with Palomar Community College. It's worth college credit. It's on the A to G list as a G elective in the UC system. And they graduate with a pilot certificate in drones.
How many high schools actually do something like this?
Well, I know in our area we're at right now. There's a couple of schools that are reaching out and asking for some help in getting their school to it. This has been a unique opportunity for us to partner not only our Air Force program, and I already mentioned photography and auto shop, but it brings in the CTE element as well. And CTE has been instrumental in actually helping us get this equipment. It is very expensive equipment that I've shown you today.
Yeah.
We needed that help.
So what advice would you give to people who are trying to think about doing something like this? What kind of thoughts do you have about how to do that?
Well, I will say the biggest lesson for me is, don't be tied into your way of thinking. You need to open it up to other people. And specifically, really, you need to open it up to the kids. So the types of learning, the transformation that we're having at this high school is key to that. This wouldn't have been done and adopted by the students if they didn't have a voice in it, if they didn't have a say, if they weren't part of it. And it's taken us really in different directions. We ended up actually with 2 airplanes, the one that we built into the simulator, but I have another 2-engine airplane that's outside, and that's what kids are learning how to take off and cut sheet metal and do different types of things that maybe I didn't think about. I'm not a mechanic. I fly them. I don't break them. But I find that the kids actually like to break them sometimes too.
It's like breaking the old days for me, like breaking apart a radio and figuring out how it works.
Yeah.
Now they're breaking apart these big airplanes
Exactly.
and finding the parts and
Yeah.
figuring out how it works. Amazing, really amazing. Well, thank you so much, Vinny. It was really great to share your opportunity. And let me just say, because I know this guy pretty well right now, if you had questions for him or you wanted to connect with him, you'd be open to that.
Absolutely. Please contact me. I'd like to share our program and get you started.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Vinny.
You bet.
And we'll see you later. Bye.
All right. We need another take?
No, I think we're good.
We do okay?
Yeah.
All right.
You want to look at it to see how good it is?
Sure.
I don't know if we can see it right away, actually.